Picture this: you're in the heart of a dense forest, miles from civilization. A shadow darts between the trees, too fast to be anything human. Could it be an animal? Or something else entirely? Something the world hasn't yet fully discovered? From the hidden lakes of Canada to the towering peaks of the Rockies, strange and terrifying creatures have been spotted across North America for centuries. We are counting down the top 10 most mysterious cryptid sightings, starting with the less known and ending with the legends. Number 10. Dobhar-Chu. The Dobhar-Chu, known in Irish folklore as the waterhound, is an ancient creature that has captured the imaginations of both locals in Ireland and, more recently, cryptid hunters in North America. This otter-like cryptid is said to be part dog, part fish, and is known for its extreme aggression. The most famous Irish sighting is tied to Grace Connolly, a woman reportedly killed by a Dobhar-Chu near Glenade Lake in 1722. Her gravestone in County Leitrim features an engraving that some claim depicts the creature that killed her, solidifying its place in Irish mythology. What makes the Dobhar-Chu even more intriguing is that in modern times, reports of similar water creatures have surfaced in the remote lakes of Canada. These sightings typically describe large, fast-moving animals that resemble massive otters, moving both on land and in water. Witnesses claim these creatures have a smooth fur, covered body, a head resembling a dog's, and an aggressive nature. In North America, the mystery deepens because these sightings often occur in areas with vast, untouched wilderness, places where it's easy for large creatures to hide. While skeptics suggest these encounters could be misidentifications of animals like seals or large otters, others believe that the Dobhar-Chu may have a real-life counterpart lurking in the cold, isolated lakes of northern Canada. With these waters often underexplored, who's to say what ancient creatures might be hiding beneath the surface? Number 9. The Slide Rock Bolter. The Slide Rock Bolter is a truly unique cryptid. Unlike other creatures that are said to lurk in forests or lakes, the Slide Rock Bolter resides in the steep mountains of Colorado. Described as a whale-like creature, the Slide Rock Bolter clings to mountain slopes with its hooked tail, waiting for unsuspecting prey to pass below. When the time is right, it releases itself, sliding down the mountain with terrifying speed, devouring everything in its path. First reported by lumberjacks in the late 19th century, the Slide Rock Bolter is said to be responsible for flattened trees and strange landslides in the Colorado Rockies. According to legend, the creature's favorite food is groups of tourists who come to the mountains to enjoy the scenic views. The sheer size of the Slide Rock Bolter, said to be as large as a blue whale, makes it difficult to comprehend how it could exist in the rugged mountain landscape, but reports of unexplained landslides and flattened vegetation persist. Skeptics often dismiss the Slide Rock Bolter as nothing more than lumberjack folklore meant to entertain and scare newcomers to the region. However, for those who believe, the unexplained destruction in the mountains points to something much larger and far more dangerous lurking in the high peaks. With Colorado's vast and often inaccessible mountain ranges, it's possible that the creature remains hidden, waiting for the perfect moment to strike again. Number 8. Altamaha. The Altamaha, or Alti, is a cryptid said to haunt the Altamaha River in Georgia. Known to the native Muskogee tribe long before European settlers arrived, Alti is described as a long snake-like creature with flippers and a seal-like head. It reportedly grows up to 30 feet in length and moves silently through the water. Locals describe it as having a grey, smooth body, often spotted just beneath the surface of the river, where it glides through the water with incredible speed and grace. The first modern sightings of Alti date back to the early 1800s, when several fishermen claimed to have seen the creature near Darien, Georgia. Over the years, more sightings have surfaced, with many witnesses describing the same long, serpentine creature with large flippers, similar to a sturgeon. In 1981, 2 men reported seeing Alti basking on the shore before it slipped back into the river. Most recently, in 2018, a strange carcass washed up on a Georgia beach, leading cryptid enthusiasts to believe it was the remains of Alti. While scientists dismissed the carcass as a decaying shark, many locals remained unconvinced. Despite the scientific skepticism, the Altamaha River remains one of the least explored river systems in the southeast United States, and with its murky, fast-moving waters, it's easy to imagine how a large, elusive creature could hide for centuries. The Altamaha continues to captivate the imaginations of locals and cryptid hunters alike. as the possibility of a prehistoric or undiscovered species still lurking in the depths of the river remains tantalizingly real. Number 7. The White River Monster. The White River Monster, or Whitey, is an aquatic cryptid said to inhabit the White River in Arkansas. Described as a massive grey snake-like creature, Whitey has been the subject of local folklore for over 100 years. Its most distinctive feature is its spiny back and ability to emit a loud blood-curdling roar. The White River Monster is said to grow up to 65 feet long and has been blamed for overturning boats and causing strange disturbances in the water. The earliest recorded sighting of the White River Monster occurred during the Civil War, when locals claimed the creature attacked and overturned a Confederate ship. However, the legend gained widespread attention in 1937, when farmers and fishermen reported seeing a massive, unknown creature swimming in the river. This sparked a wave of interest, with hunters and curious locals attempting to capture the beast, but with no success. In 1971, the White River Monster was seen again by several eyewitnesses, including fishermen who described the creature as having a horn-like appendage on its forehead. This sighting was so convincing that Arkansas officially declared part of the White River a protected refuge for the monster, ensuring that no harm would come to it. While scientists suggest that sightings of the White River Monster could be attributed to manatees, large alligators, or even oversized catfish, locals remain convinced that Whitey is something far more mysterious. The vast, murky depths of the White River offer plenty of hiding places for an elusive creature, and with its long history of sightings, it's easy to see why the legend of Whitey persists to this day. Number 6. Lizard Man. The Lizard Man of Scape or Swamp is one of the more modern cryptid legends, and its sudden rise to fame in the late 1980s sent shockwaves through the small community of Bishopville, South Carolina. The first sighting occurred on June 29, 1988, when 17-year-old Christopher Davis had a terrifying encounter after his car broke down near the swamp late at night. While changing a flat tire, Davis claimed that a large reptilian creature with green, scaly skin attacked his car, leaving deep scratches and extensive damage. He described the creature as standing over 7 feet tall, with glowing red eyes and long claws that raked across the roof of his vehicle. This sighting sparked a media frenzy, with cryptid enthusiasts and local news outlets descending on Bishopville. More reports followed, with locals claiming to have seen strange, 3-toed footprints around the swamp. Some residents even reported livestock being mutilated in mysterious ways. The sheriff's department took the sighting seriously enough to launch an official investigation, but despite extensive searches, no evidence was found to confirm the existence of the Lizard Man. While many skeptics believe the Lizard Man sightings were either hoaxes or misidentifications of animals like large alligators or even deer standing on hind legs, believers point to the multiple witnesses and the consistency of the descriptions. The area surrounding Scape or Swamp is vast and thick with vegetation, making it a prime location for an elusive creature to hide. Whether the Lizard Man is real or simply a product of local folklore, the legend has cemented its place in South Carolina history, with Bishopville embracing the creature as part of its identity. Even today, reports of the Lizard Man occasionally resurface, especially during periods of heightened cryptid interest. Could the creature still be lurking in the depths of Scape or Swamp, waiting for its next chance to strike? Number 5. The Mothman. The Mothman is one of the most mysterious and well-known cryptids in the United States, with its legend beginning in 1966 in the small town of Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Described as a large, winged creature with glowing red eyes and a wingspan of up to 10 feet, Mothman is said to have terrorized the town for over a year before disappearing, just as mysteriously as it appeared. The first Mothman sighting occurred on November 12, 1966, when a group of gravediggers working in a cemetery reported seeing a man-like figure with massive wings flying above the trees. Just 3 days later, 2 young couples driving near an abandoned World War II munitions site known as the TNT area encountered the creature up close. According to their account, Mothman chased their car at high speeds, flying above them before vanishing into the night. The couples described the creature as having glowing red eyes and large wings, unlike anything they had ever seen before. As sightings of Mothman continued to pour in over the next year, the local community was gripped by fear and fascination. Reports varied, but the core description remained consistent. Mothman was a large bird-like creature with glowing red eyes. Some witnesses even claimed the creature emitted a strange, high-pitched screech before flying away. Mothman's legend took a tragic turn in December 1967 when the Silver Bridge, which connected Point Pleasant to Ohio, suddenly collapsed, killing 46 people. In the aftermath of the disaster, some locals speculated that Mothman was a harbinger of doom, warning of the impending tragedy. This connection between Mothman and the Silver Bridge collapse has cemented the creature's place in cryptid lore as a possible omen of disaster. Despite the end of the sightings in Point Pleasant, Mothman has been reported in other parts of the country, most notably in Chicago in recent years. Eyewitnesses in the Windy City have described seeing a large winged humanoid flying through the night sky, leading to renewed interest in the creature. Could Mothman be more than just a local legend? Some believe the cryptid is an extraterrestrial being, while others think it might be a previously undiscovered species of bird or bat. Whatever the truth, Mothman's eerie red eyes and connection to disaster continue to captivate cryptid enthusiasts around the world. Number 4. Jersey Devil. The Jersey Devil is one of the oldest and most infamous cryptids in American history, with a legend that dates back to the early 18th century. According to folklore, the Jersey Devil was born in 1735 to a woman named Mother Leeds, who lived in the remote pine barrens of New Jersey. As the story goes, Mother Leeds cursed her 13th child, declaring that it would be born as the devil. When the child was born, it transformed into a grotesque creature with hooves, a goat-like head, bat-like wings, and a forked tail. The creature flew out of the Leeds home and into the dark woods, where it has been said to haunt the pine barrens ever since. For centuries, reports of the Jersey Devil have persisted, with witnesses describing a strange, flying creature that screeches and leaves hoofprints in the snow. The creature is said to terrorize farmers by killing livestock and is blamed for mysterious howls that echo through the dense forests. One of the most famous waves of sightings occurred in 1909, when hundreds of people across New Jersey and Pennsylvania reported seeing the Jersey Devil over the course of a week. Panic spread, and schools and factories were closed as residents took to the streets in fear. While the Jersey Devil has become an integral part of New Jersey folklore, with the Pine Barrens serving as the creature's symbolic home, no physical evidence has ever been found to confirm its existence. Some cryptid enthusiasts believe that the Jersey Devil could be an undiscovered species of flying mammal, while others speculate that it might be an elaborate hoax or a misidentified large bird, such as a crane. Regardless of the explanations, the Jersey Devil continues to captivate the imaginations of locals and tourists alike, with annual festivals and museums dedicated to the creature. The Pine Barrens, a vast and largely uninhabited forest, provides the perfect setting for an elusive cryptid to thrive. With its thick underbrush and remote areas, it's easy to see how a creature like the Jersey Devil could remain hidden for centuries. Could the legendary beast still be out there, lurking in the shadows of the barrens? Number 3. Wendigo. The Wendigo is one of the most terrifying cryptids in North American lore, with origins deeply rooted in the folklore of indigenous peoples in the Great Lakes region of the United States and Canada. The Wendigo is described as a skeletal, emaciated figure, often with grey or ashen skin, sunken eyes, and sharp teeth. Standing over 10 feet tall, the Wendigo is said to have an insatiable hunger for human flesh and is often associated with cannibalism. According to Algonquian legend, the Wendigo was once human but became a monster after succumbing to cannibalism during times of extreme famine. The Wendigo is said to roam the forests during winter, hunting those who stray too far from safety. As a supernatural being, the Wendigo has the ability to possess humans, driving them mad with an uncontrollable urge to consume in flesh. In fact, historical records from the 19th and early 20th centuries describe cases of Wendigo psychosis, a condition in which individuals believed they were possessed by the Wendigo and subsequently engaged in cannibalism. The Wendigo's connection to real-world events and psychological phenomena makes it one of the more chilling cryptids. Unlike other creatures on this list, the Wendigo is often seen as both a literal monster and a metaphor for the destructive forces of greed, hunger, and isolation. The harsh winters of the Great Lakes region, where food scarcity could drive people to desperation, are the perfect setting for the legend of the Wendigo to thrive. While modern-day sightings of the Wendigo are rare, reports do still surface, especially in the remote forests of Canada. Some believe the Wendigo is an undiscovered predator, while others think it's a myth born out of the fear of starvation. Either way, the Wendigo remains one of the most feared cryptids in North American mythology, and its presence continues to haunt the darkest corners of the wilderness. Number 2. Ogopogo. At number 2, we dive into the deep, cold waters of Okanagan Lake in British Columbia, home to Canada's most famous cryptid, the Ogopogo. This lake monster is said to be a massive, serpentine creature that has been reported by both locals and visitors for over a century. According to indigenous Sauk's legends, Ogopogo is a water spirit that demands sacrifices from those who cross its territory. Descriptions of Ogopogo typically depict a long dark creature with a series of humps and a horse-like head. The first recorded sighting by settlers dates back to 1872, but modern-day encounters continue to capture the imagination. One of the most notable sightings occurred in 1926, when over 30 people reported seeing a strange creature in the lake at the same time. Witnesses described the creature as large and moving with incredible speed through the water. Despite numerous expeditions and scientific attempts to find evidence of Ogopogo, no definitive proof has been found. Sonar searches have turned up mysterious, large objects moving beneath the surface of the lake, but no creature has ever been captured. Many believe Ogopogo could be a large sturgeon or a misidentified aquatic species, while others think it might be a relic from prehistoric times, possibly a plesiosaur that somehow survived extinction. Interestingly, the sheer number of credible witnesses, combined with video footage and photographic evidence, makes Ogopogo one of the most compelling cryptid cases in North America. Whether it's a creature from myth or reality, Ogopogo continues to fascinate cryptid hunters and tourists alike, keeping the mystery of Okanagan Lake alive. Number 1. Bigfoot. At number 1, we arrive at the most iconic cryptid in North American history. The Bigfoot, known by many names including Sasquatch, this legendary ape-like creature is said to roam the dense forests of the Pacific Northwest and parts of Canada. Descriptions of Bigfoot vary slightly, but the creature is typically portrayed as standing between 7 and 10 feet tall, covered in thick dark hair, with large human-like footprints that measure up to 24 inches long. Reports of Bigfoot sightings date back centuries, with indigenous legends telling of a wild man or hairy giant that lived in the forests. The modern Bigfoot phenomenon, however, began in 1958 when giant footprints were discovered by a construction worker in Bluff Creek, California. Since then, thousands of reports have surfaced, with witnesses describing encounters with a large, bipedal creature that walks upright and avoids human contact. What makes Bigfoot particularly intriguing is the volume of evidence and the wide range of locations where sightings have been reported. Footprints, hair samples, and even alleged video footage, like the famous Patterson-Gimlin film from 1967, continue to fuel the mystery. While most scientists remain skeptical, attributing sightings to misidentified animals like bears or hoaxes, the enduring legend of Bigfoot has only grown stronger. There are countless theories about Bigfoot's origins. Some believe it to be a surviving member of the Gigantopithecus, an extinct species of giant ape, while others think it could be an undiscovered species of primate. Cryptid hunters have spent decades trying to prove its existence, with some even organizing expeditions to track and capture footage of the elusive creature. Despite the lack of definitive physical evidence, the Bigfoot legend persists, drawing researchers, adventurers, and enthusiasts into the deep woods in search of this mysterious, elusive giant. Whether Bigfoot is real or simply a product of folklore and misidentification, it remains the most famous and enduring cryptid in North American history. From the frigid forests of Canada to the eerie swamps of South Carolina, North America is filled with strange creatures that defy explanation. Whether these cryptids are legends, misidentifications, or something truly unexplained, they continue to capture our imaginations. What do you think? Could any of these creatures really exist, or are they simply stories passed down through generations? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.